area, but that tantalising distance between her and Deradida, the winner, and huge difference in that.
It's almost identical to the men's race, isn't it? About 20 metres between the leader and the chasing athlete. Herpa here has got a goal. All that race experience being applied now. She's been in this position many times before.
There is, and that will be a welcome sight for these men, and taking advantage of it is Tsegu there, taking his bottle, getting a last, summon up a little bit more energy and try and put some inroads into that gap ahead to Gemechu up the road.
As they pass a cone, say, it's what, about 4 seconds, the gap between these two, but that is a gulf in marathon terms. And Herpa here, $80,000 and $40,000. Those 25 metres represent $40,000 at the moment in prize money differential. Deradida, the most experienced, and using that experience here. 28 years old, third here last year. A winner here as well in years gone by, back in 2023, a couple of years ago, on a different course. She won in 2:21.11. Same day her brother-in-law won the men's race. Now, is that gap growing a little bit, Paula?
I think it's holding, but it is, I think it's slightly closer than in the men's race. I would like to see the gap back to third as well, and to see where is this ticket? No, sorry, we're back to the men's race now. So that gap
Gemechu
is slightly bigger, isn't it? I think.
Well, there's the times at 40k, 1:58.10 at 40k.
And it's 14 seconds back to Tsegu, and then another 16 seconds to Tamru behind him. So there is your first, second and third as it stands at the moment in the men's race, and that fragmenting really happened just after the 35-kilometre mark, when Gemechu made a little bit of a surge and actually managed to break away at that point, and then he's worked really, really hard to hold it to this point, and he will now be really waiting for that left-hand turn swing in towards the finishing straight.
Well, that 1:58.10 split at 40k represents about 2:04.30 tempo. So the pace has picked up. His 39th kilometre was at 2:49. He's absolutely flying in this men's race. That's why the time has come rocketing down over the last half hour or so. It will be, I think, pretty spectacular negative splits in this men's race today, in this 24th edition of the Dubai Marathon. Yes, 2:35 according to... That can't be right. They're saying the 40th kilometre is 2:35. It's not that quick. There's no way. But anyway, we do know he's accelerated.
Yeah, and he's really trying to hold on and consolidate and extend that lead that he built up, and checking his watch as he's going along just to see if some gauge of the time. But really now it is about just making sure that you just count down in your head and just get through this last, kilometre or so. Not even that, is it? It must be, he's approaching 41 kilometres now.
He's managed these last few kilometres well, hasn't he?
He has.
I mean, from now on, with less than 2k to go, it's about race management. Just hang in there and keep it going. This will be the biggest win of his career by... many tens of thousands of dollars if he does take first place, and it will give him status on the world marathon scene. It'll make him a desirable commodity. Race director will be wanting him, and I suspect, Paula, now with the shoes and protecting legs so much, he's got a chance of going for one of the big April marathons.
Certainly he's got a chance of being able to come back, and another indicator of somebody trying to run alongside him at pace, and he looks across as if to say, is that all you've got? Can you not help me for a little bit longer? But certainly back down the road, does look as though he's stretching that gap, and here is that slight left-hand bend. He'll keep swinging round, and then he will see the finish line up ahead of him. And we'll be glad that he can see that. There's a little while yet to go for that final turn, but certainly not too far. 41st kilometre, that came in at 3:28. That's not correct. So that balances out the quicker one from earlier, but certainly into his final bit of running now, and we'll just be focusing a little bit of help maybe from that lead bike alongside him that he can tap into.
So 2 hours, 2 minutes on the clock. Just a couple of minutes and bits to go in this men's contest, where Gemechu, Gishe, has run quite superbly in his marathon debut. He's almost broken 60 minutes for a half marathon. His times on the track at 5,000 and 10,000, even his 10k on the road personal best, don't suggest anything special, which implies, Paul, that he is very much a marathon runner. We don't have an age for him, but I think this is a fella who is now announcing himself on the world marathon scene. Less than a kilometre to go. He'll make the left-hand turn into Umsukim Street. Now, very, very shortly, there it is, the sweep into Umsukim, and the finish line will come into view. It has been a quite magnificent run, and I tell you what, he's run it with a mature head. You'd think he'd got a bunch of marathons behind him, the way he's handled this run over the last 10 kilometres.
He has really, really raced well. You could see he put a bit of a surge in, managed to break away, then thought, right, okay, I've done that now, I have to consolidate this. And you can see he's hurting, but he also knows that he's running a very, very quick time, and he must be extremely happy with his debut over this distance, and now he's able to stretch out a little bit, and that gap behind is growing and growing. So he shouldn't come under any attack now in these closing meters. There is second place just coming around the bend behind him, Tsegu. Head down, just working everything that he's got left into these final stages.
So into the last 200 or 300 meters now. This young man in his marathon debut looking quite magnificent. Superb running from Gemechu here as he heads towards the line. He's destroyed this field over the last 5 or 6 kilometers since the pack broke apart. Checks his watch there. 2 hours, 4 minutes on the clock now. Won't be a new course record, but it will be super fast, and significantly, it will be the fastest time in the world this year. It was 2:06:06 by Dawit Waldo in Jamen last Sunday. Today here, in this 24th edition of the Dubai Marathon, the world's fastest time in these early days of 2024 will indeed be set in this glorious city. Gemechu drives towards the line, looking strong, looking superb. Is that a smile or is it a grimace? It matters not, because he has destroyed a very, very strong field here of athletes who know this course well. Well, he'll know it well after this. Gemechu, head down, pumping hard with the arms, all the way to the line. Look at the clock, he's going to be inside 2:05. What a run from the debutant to win here in Dubai in 2025. 2:04:50 unofficially. That is one of the great debut runs of recent years. In second place, coming through strongly, is Tsegu. He too has also had a fabulous run. He's worked hard to maintain that second place. It's his debut as well. The reputation of Dubai for being the race that projects great runners into fabulous marathon careers is strengthened all the more here.
And that is Tamru coming through in third, and he's not too far in the end off his personal best, and certainly the quickest time that he's run for a good 5-6 years, so he will be happy with that return to form.
He will indeed. Tamru finishing in third place. Chifera Tamru, the 26-year-old, his best 2:05:18, missed by just 10 or 15 seconds. That was when he was fifth in Dubai in 2019. He's third here today. And Gurma coming home for fourth place by the looks of things. Desalem Gurma, just 19 years old. Gurma, his best 2:08:30. He's going to break that by, well, a couple of minutes and maybe more. As we see the winner being attended to. Desalem looks like he's going to finish in fifth place. I think Gurma is out of shot. Is that?
Yeah, Gurma's just ahead of these two. That's Hyla and Meshershe.
Fifth and sixth coming through. Here is Gurma working hard towards the line, and that's still great running. Look, 2:06.5 on the clock for Desalem Gurma. 19 years old. Modest track personal best. 2:08:30 his win from last September in Taiwan, and today he gets fourth place. 2:06:51 unofficially. Brilliant stuff from him. Just off the rostrum, Ailu takes fifth.
Just getting ahead of Masresha, who has been ahead of him for much of the race. Hailu managed to reel him in across the line. More debutants coming in there with really, really strong performances. That was Buki Dariba just coming into the straight. One of the men pushing the pace early on in this race. That is a tired Buki Dariba.
Yeah, tired, the understatement there, frankly. He looks really, really fatigued, doesn't he? The legs just struggling to get them through. Hailu finished in 5th place.